All right, appreciate those jitters. Let's get this out of the way.
Okay.
Whew. All right. Lynn says, I sound good. I'm still going to be down here. He's good. He's ready. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. This is D from Project Airwaves.
And this is Lynn.
How we doing today, everybody?
How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning.
We're going to keep this short and sweet today. We just want to hit a bunch of quick topics. As everybody knows, there's been a bunch of, we'll say, viral changes going on lately.
Absolutely.
Some good changes and bad changes. So, you know what, let's just jump right into it, as Philly D would say. Let's address the elephant in the room. George Floyd. Police brutality, looting, riots,
fires, shootings.
Fire, everything. Y'all, this is fucked up. It's not cool. I'm split. Yes, I'm black, and I am tired of seeing all the Black Death. It's getting annoying. It's getting irritating. Before even George Floyd, there was another video. I forget the man's name, and I do apologize. He was bird watching.
Oh yeah, the lady in the park.
Yeah,
she
with
called
her dog and shit.
she called the cops on him because she thought that he was going to attack her.
And it's one of those things. I don't believe the lady herself was racist. Unfortunately, I do believe she was trying to utilize something that white people do have an advantage of, is calling the police on black people.
Yeah.
And getting a response.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so while I don't, like I said, I don't believe she was racist, what she did, the action she committed was racist. The action that police officer did to Mr. Floyd was racist. No matter how you look at it, from my perspective, yes, we haven't been in slavery for 200, 300, 400 some odd years. However, as a black person, we still see the scars.
Right.
We still see the underlying racism. No, it's not point blank in your face, at least not over here in Vegas as it is maybe in the South in some areas. Side note, before that, the jogger who got gunned down by 2 white dudes.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
So this was all in, what, 30 days maybe?
Probably, yeah.
30 days?
Just about.
So it's a lot for people to digest, and it's a lot for people to take in. I'm torn only because, as a black person, yes, I want to see change. But at the same time, I know with riots and looting and stuff like that, we've seen this in the past with Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and the Black Panthers. Riots and looting only leads to death.
It's turning into a pretty bad transition where people think that I heard a saying or a quote where the concept of when people want to talk and they want to confess how they're feeling and people don't want to listen, they find a way to be heard. So
Right.
Violence and rioting is the way to be heard for them.
That's what happened.
It's happened so many times for naught that there's been so much, death and hurt when it comes to racism. I'm mixed. I'm half white and half black, so it's like
Both sides.
I kind of have to play the differ on both sides. Plus,
Right.
with my job, I do lean into law enforcement because
Right.
I am with Metro and security, and it sucks is because the people that are getting affected are actually good,
Right.
like
The
officers
good
and cops
are
and stuff
taking
like
the
that.
heat.
Like
Yes.
one of my friends, her roommate is a Metro officer, and she's terrified to
yeah.
go to work. Yeah, she's terrified to go to work just because she's a female cop doing her job, and these people are profiling her as if she was the one that did something
Right.
in a whole other state. My concept is, why would you riot and loot and do damage here in our town when it wasn't even our PD that did it?
Right.
We rarely in Vegas
Yes.
have profiling when it comes to that. How many Black Deaths have you seen here in
it's
town?
unfortunate, but in Black Deaths, yes, profiling is necessary.
It's
Let's just be
a
honest.
50-50 split.
If you
yeah.
fit the fucking look, if you're walking around and your pants are down to your fucking knees and you got a gun hanging out of your hip, you got a fucking wife beater on, a fucking red bandana over your head or some shit like that, yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to assume you're gang affiliated because that's
Right.
what you look like, my G. It's profiling is a thing, but it's a thing because people fit they fit the look, and if you fit the look, you're going to get profiled. But from going off of what Lynn is saying, yeah, we don't deal with that so much because, at least over here in Vegas, because it just feels like people, we get it.
Yeah.
Like, don't be fucking stupid. Like, I'm not going to walk down the street saying, yeah, fuck the police if there's a bunch of police across the street. It's just not a smart thing to do. You don't jaywalk in front of a cop. A lot of us, we don't have the full details on what happened with Mr. Floyd. We have the video footage. It looks like just a regular traffic stop.
Well, did you hear how they're trying to rack it up? So they did arrest
the cops filed a false report.
So no. They arrested the guy. They arrested the officer. Days later because there were so many riots and protests.
Yeah.
And then autopsy on the guys that supposedly Mr. Floyd had a mental disorder,
Yeah.
and it was something that was causing. I don't know what it was. It was something that he already had issues of like brain tremors and stuff.
Mhm.
So that was supposed to be their form of the leading fact of why he died,
Yes.
and not, asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Well, they filed a false report. They said he was combative.
yeah,
They said he was combative. He wasn't cooperative, and they had to use excessive force on him or something. And that
It's to-
when
yeah.
they got him to the hospital, he died there.
it's to make officers not look accountable for when they do things. Because I know even in security, you'll have a few security officers that kind of do too much.
few loose cannons,
And they will, and in order to make it look good, so there isn't any lawsuit pending back, you'll put,
Right.
oh, well, this person was being was verbally intoxicative
Right.
or being verbally aggressive.
Right.
The word terms, air quotes, verbally, because they want to announce a presence. If it looks like shit and it smells like shit, it's shit. So
I mean, that's what it is. But when you have video recording,
yeah,
that's the thing. You have dash cam footage, you have body cams, and you have people physically around you. My thing is, like I've told people, first of all, if I was there witnessing it, yes, I'm saying this now, but literally in real life, if I was one of those people standing there, I just would have tackled the cop. I would have taken a hit, gone to jail, because I physically watching the video, it gave me goosebumps and it shook me because people were just standing there. And I mean, I'm sorry, I know, guys, when it's panic, it's fight or flight. We have cops, they could shoot you, X, Y, Z. But when you're looking at someone's life literally fade away in front of you, and the fucker that's causing it is looking at this sumbitch with this merciless look in his eyes, to me, that cop was trying to kill that man, and the people who were around had every right to take control of the situation. However, here nor there, that's my personal opinion. What I feel is that we shouldn't punish all cops for the fuck up of a few cops. We need to focus on those people that need to be punished. Okay, looting and rioting, burning down a fucking Target,
Yeah.
and attacking your fellow man. What was it? Some lady in a fucking a mechanical or automated wheelchair. What are they called? Motorized wheelchairs. Got fucking hit in the face. Or no, somebody said she was stabbing people. Somebody grabbed a fucking fire extinguisher, doused this poor woman, fucking threw shit at her and everything.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Right. It's all this shit's just developing, just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
left and
it's
right.
just a
And
consistency.
it's just like, yo, why are we attacking each other, you fucking idiots? And yes, I'm calling all of you fucking idiots. Why are we attacking each other? How is this helping us get through the pandemic, through the epidemic? If you want to attack somebody, and I'm sorry to say this, go after the motherfuckers that caused the problem. So if you're going to go after police, go after police. But just go after the police that we know are racist assholes. Go after the police that we know have committed crimes against man and the black man and woman. Go after those people. Don't make the rest of us fucking suffer because you want to be heard, because you want to get your voice out. We get it. We feel how you feel. At the end of the day, though, I need to go to fucking Target. I need to go to fucking Walmart. These are places people go so that we can fucking survive. It's not our fault what happened to Mr. Floyd. We're not in control of that. You need to have sympathy for your fellow man, and if you're going to hurt somebody, if your intent is to hurt, cause destruction, cause pain, panic, and devastation, go after the people who caused it. Go after the people who started the fire. Don't hurt us down here, because that's all this looting and rioting and chaos and panicking is doing. Lynn knows, he works with law enforcement. They're cracking down. They're going to start enforcing martial law. We got the fucking National Guard walking around here. Why? Because you fucking idiots are out there rioting, getting pissed off over what? Over something you can't fix or control. And I'm sorry to say that, but these are facts. We need to live by facts, not emotions. Your emotions are irrelevant. Your emotions will get you shot. Your emotions will put you 6 feet in the ground. You need to use logic. Yes, we are upset what happened to Mr. Floyd and those other people. And yes, we know that those people were sons to somebody, they mattered to somebody, and they belong to somebody. However, at the end of the day, because we weren't the ones that died, we have to keep living. So for us that have to keep living, we have to make life as comfortable and as fair for each other as possible. So get your shit together. Stop hurting your fellow man and go after the people that caused the problem, not us. Okay, I'm going to get off my soapbox. Sorry.
To kind of quiet down or
Sorry.
bring a little bit more calmness to the conversation. It's D hits a good point. We do have a lot of discriminating and interactions where people are taking advantage of the situation. It sucks to say, to put Mr. Floyd's name out there. It's not people nobody knew this man enough in order to try and speak on his behalf, and now the people that are attempting to use his name, they're using it in vain,
right.
because they're not using it to memorialize them. They're using it for a reason to do crime.
Right.
It's like with the video of that Target in Minneapolis being looted. These people were just pushing carts of shit out,
right.
and it's affecting people wholeheartedly. People have a right to protest, but now that it's turning into riots, a buddy of mine, we'll call him C, he was running the Adidas at the North Outlet, and they had to shut that bitch down overnight. Within the last night or two, it got raided. People were coming in and out, stealing shit. There's fires still happening. A lot of retail stores and other businesses that don't have their own personal security, they can't handle. They're not safe. So it's like these interactions of what's happening. It's not the proper way to do it. In order, if you're gonna make this, you're making it more about yourself and what your needs are,
right.
than a wholehearted community of what needs to be done with everybody else. So it sucks to say that this isn't going to make anything better. It's just going to make shit worse. And it's like us going into phase 2, which is what we will talk about here in a few moments.
Yes.
Going into phase 2 and having everything given back to us, it's the equivalent if you have a child and you punish the child. You're not punishing the child. The child is grounded because of what's happening around the world, right? So now that the child's getting slowly his toys back, his games, next step's his friends, next step is his freedoms, phases 1 through 4. The child is throwing a temper tantrum because they didn't get something fast enough. Yeah. So now that phase 2 came into reaction, what the government, or at least the governors, will do for every state is if you're going to fucking riot, all right, I'm going to take your shit back.
Right.
You're no longer entitled to have your stuff back.
Get punished.
We all end up getting punished for the few people who want to use this, tragedy as, I don't know, a get out of jail free card. Let me get some free shit because exactly. It's such a shitty situation, but a lot of us need to try and stay positive. For me, it is hard for me because with how my job is, I mentally have to kind of try to check in to be good. But hearing that, these riotings and lootings are getting closer and closer to where I'm at, people are going to start breaking into casinos. But, people are dumb. There's no money in there. All the money's gone. All the chips are gone. When COVID happened, everything got put in bags and taken to the bank. Oh, yeah. So you're going into an empty building. It's equivalent of trying to go into a house and steal a TV and a couch and then realizing that nobody's moved in yet. Unless you're going to tag the building, you're going in a fucking empty-ass building. No. So the riotings that go on the strip are happening as a protest, but you can't attack any of the strip properties because it's heavily armed securities.
What's the point? We got to rebuild it anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just going to come out of our pocket to fix it.
It's the equivalent of knowing when I'm, and I have the same concept as I do have a short temper. You get angry, you want to hit something. Knowing after you hit something, my hand is going to hurt. Right. So it's a concept of I'm angry, I need to lash out, but the thing that I'm lashing out on, I know I need, so I'm going to have to fucking rebuild it. Right. People don't think logically when adrenaline is pumping. I would be guilty otherwise if I wasn't somebody that was in that mindset of if I need a reaction, I'm going to get a reaction regardless of what happens to me and what others are. Right. But that's not the logical way to do it. It's more or less you need to find a route or a platform to be able to display a little bit better of self-restraint, communication, something, more or less than not.
I'm sorry, talking isn't the easiest thing to do for everybody, but it's necessary because you can't beat your point into people. No. You can't scare, scream, fight, fearmonger. You can't do that. You can't use these methods to get your point across to people. And it's funny because I use the Monsters Inc. Mentality. You get more energy with happiness than you do, or with laughter than you do with screams and cries of terror. Right. It's just how it works, especially with people. On the flip side of that, now that I'm done yelling at my fellow man, this is where me going in on the I don't want to say the government, but I mean to an extent the government, the police side of things is what the fuck are we doing with our cops that this is something an officer allowed himself to do?
I don't more or less see to not to discourage what you're hitting on, but of course. You have every officer is trained, same thing with security, to be doing one thing. They go by the book, by their training, whatever it may be. But it's not so much the security or at least the police department that's training them. It's the officers, the individual officer. Because I have come across a lot of people. I've trained with the same people at the same academies, both for Metro and for hotel security. And I see Metro come in a lot with my job. And you see the officers that are genuinely good people, and then you see the ones that want to abuse the power because they know that they have the ability to do it. And it's the concept of this guy might have been doing something been like this for a very long time. This is the first time he was caught on camera.
Right.
There's incidents at work where shit happens, and I see it happen.
Right.
But until it's caught on camera by somebody that's recording it, nobody's going to believe you.
No.
So it's just this incident was something that got caught in public. This guy made a stupid choice.
Right.
He did it in a panic, because I've been in situations where I've had to put someone in restraints
Yeah.
for doing some dumb shit, like a guy beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy comes in, starts beating the crap out of his girlfriend because his girlfriend was looking at another guy. I'm putting this guy in restraints while the girlfriend is fighting beating on me to not stop her man from beating on her, and then everyone's recording, and all they're seeing
is you,
me arresting a guy,
right?
Because and his girlfriend is there, and she's all beat up because it looks like I beat her up.
Yeah,
like it turns into a. Not to justify what this officer did, but
you're right.
It turns into there's two sides to the story.
False positive.
Yeah, false positive. You don't know what was going on through this guy's head. All he sees is he's got this guy down. He's doing his routine shitty way of putting someone in restraints.
Right.
Which I know as an officer, when you put someone in restraints and they say you can't breathe, first instinct is have to pick their asses up to make sure, because you get asphyxiation. If you're on the ground, your chest can't expand. So you can't take in any air.
Suffocated.
Exactly. But when there's a fucking riot of people around you, how do you control that situation?
Right.
What do you do? Had people, not to justify again,
of course,
but had people not fucking flooded this guy and his team and cycled around them, it may have gone to the point where, the other officers that were there would have stopped it from getting extruded. But they were so focused on the fucking people attacking them that it turned into, all right, I'm just going to fucking do what I need to do to survive.
But see, and that's the problem. See, and that's where I'm going to play the devil's advocate. Sorry, but it's terminology. Because here's the thing. He had backup. Mm-hmm. When he originally pulled the guy over, it was him and another officer. When you see the video played from, I think it was like a store camera, a second unit pulled up. And then even in the video of him sitting on the guy's neck, there's two officers standing there controlling the crowd.
Right.
Which means that officer had every opportunity to just focus on him and that person.
Right.
And like Lynn said, because yes, I've been in there before. I've worked security for 6.5 years. I did work very closely with Metro. We had two officers. I want to say, what was his name? One of his name was Green Eyes. All the hoes hated Green Eyes because they called him the hoe killer, hoe hunter. He didn't kill nobody. But Green Eyes was awesome. But like Lynn said, you work with really good people who care and who take their job seriously as far as helping their fellow man. And then you see a few assholes here and there who just learn how to throw their weight around. And that's what bothers me. It's not that we can't trust the police. It's that as an officer, the one individual, not all of them, but the one individual, it didn't even look like he thought for a second that he was doing anything wrong.
Right.
And I get it. You have to do your job. These are men and women risking their lives every single fucking second of every day to make sure me and you are safe.
Right.
Hats off to you. My parents are cops.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I saw the video and I saw him looking down at Mr. Floyd, looking down at him as he's saying, "I cannot breathe," there's nothing in his eyes. They're just cold. Okay? But we could talk about this for hours. We're gonna sorry, I'm heated. Lynn's heated. We both have been through some dumb shit. Let's just move forward. Okay? We're gonna move forward because everybody and their mom's talking about this. So we could talk about this for hours. But let's get on to a brighter topic. Or at least, something a little more easier to swallow. So something I've noticed has been a kind of an unfortunate divide of mask versus no mask.
Yeah, I've
Sorry
seen
for the
a lot
buzzing in the background. Sorry, one of our lights is going out.
I've seen more times than not that a lot of these places, they are deciding if you can or can't go into a building with not wearing a mask. Even with a lot of us don't have the concept of feeling like we need to have to wear a mask, but it comes across the thing of certain people panic, like if it's an elderly couple or maybe a younger child, having them wear a mask because they are more susceptible, but opposed to people that are active and healthy and fit, it turns into, all right, should I have to because I know that I'm good? It's getting hotter out, so there's a lot less cases, and it comes with the whole phase 2 factor is that a big portion for me, which I'm going to try and get there today, if depending on what my drive is that the gyms are open now.
Yeah,
the gyms opened yesterday. I drove past it yesterday, and they've got a good amount. They're running at 50% capacity, but their system of what they're doing is like they show a listing on email saying, "Hey, this is what we offer." They're offering COVID testing.
Yeah.
You want to come in there, you can get your blood tested. Within 2 to 3 days, you can find out if you are sick or not.
Right.
I don't know the concept if that's a good or bad thing, because you're going to impact a lot of people's lives by telling them, hey, I'm giving you a test so you can test to see if you're sick.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if I find out I'm sick, that changes my whole mentality about everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, is the best cure to not know? Is, obliviousness considered happiness, or would I rather be knowledgeable and miserable?
Right. Ignorance is not bliss.
No. So, I'm going to go check it out today and see how the gym is going. A buddy of mine said that he wanted to go see what it was like. I know that they're doing it, like I said, the color coding, where it's like you have all the machines, and certain machines you can work out on certain days depending on if it's a blue wristband or a yellow wristband.
Wow.
So everybody has their own regimen of what they can and can't work out on. It's not like everybody's stuck doing the same workout split.
Right.
But it's I'm curious to see. I go to the smaller gym, like the one-story one, so I feel like it won't be as bad because the community there, everybody knows everybody. Because it's a smaller spot. It's not one of the conventional LVACs where two stories where it's just there's people that I might see once a month, because it's just so big
for their beach body.
Exactly. And then you've got the people at this one where it's like everybody kind of knows everybody. So I'm hoping with this concept, they're not going to do any of the personal trainers, so they can't get clientele. There's no more classes. It's just you come in, you lift your weights, and you go. So I'm interested to see. I mean, I'll take this little victory over nothing. I was talking to D about this before. For my mental side, is I am. I don't know if you guys can tell in my voice, I'm a little down. I'm trying to kind of push myself to get more of a positive, optimistic uplift when it comes to things. So I need something now more than ever, which I'm sure everybody does need. I need something positive to look forward to.
Yes.
I need a push, if you will, in order to give me a better opportunity, because right now I feel like I'm stuck. I'm stuck. There's a light there at the end of the tunnel, but it's like I'm literally riding with fucking sunglasses on in the dark in a solar eclipse with no guideline of where I need to go and what I need to do. And it's hit me pretty hard. So, but all my friends and family know that I'm not one to quit. I've never been much of a quitter. No matter how hard I want to try, it's like the equivalent of having to force yourself to cry. Yeah. I don't cry, and it's really, really hard. I really got to sit there and think about sick puppies and grandma and all the hard stuff in order to push. So it's like,
for like 5 minutes.
Exactly. It's like, it wasn't even enough to even get it out. So what was the point in crying? I'm seeing all these people that are positive and living their life day to day, and if with me, it's like I was told recently that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. So if you get in that mindset of maybe you're just having a rough time, things aren't going the way that you had planned, you kind of have to embrace what you're feeling. Don't fight that feeling to feel sad. I don't encourage locking yourself in and just not doing anything, but it gets to the point is that if you feel like you need some time to kind of recharge, re-step yourself up and become more driven and positive, then go ahead and take the day or two.
Yes.
All of us have this. It's the equivalent. It's kind of like my mindset, and I've used this scenario more times than not. We're all in the middle of the ocean. Yeah. We're all sitting here pedaling water. Some of us don't know how to swim. Some of us are very, very good swimmers. The concept of being a singular individual opposed to someone that's being based off of in a relationship or couple, and you get to the concept of you have two options. You can't swim forever. You can't stay in that boat forever. Concept of being by yourself. You either find a colony or an island where everybody is growing and happy and doing their thing, equal-minded people, and you swim your way there, hoping you don't drown before you get there, or you find a boat with one or two people that are relatively close with you, and you make the best of it, and you either take that boat to that colony or you just sail out into the ocean until you figure out what you need to do. A lot of us, including myself, have gone to that mentality where it's like you get on a boat that you already know is falling apart, and you try to take the time to fix the boat, and as you go farther in the ocean, you're like, all right, I'm fixing this boat, but then the crew that you're with is starting to slowly tear the fucking boat apart. Yeah. And in your head, you're looking at them like, hey, when I got on this boat, you weren't crazy. Right. Why are you tearing the boat apart? Right. So it's your mindset of, do I jump back in the water and start trying to swim and figure shit out, or do I jump onto a next boat and try to find another colony? It's the concept of investing in what you feel like has the potential to grow, but don't overexert yourself if you feel like you can do more for yourself.
Yes, because it's difficult. No matter what, we're human.
Yeah,
we're prone to weakness. We're prone to anything under the sun, as far as stumbling blocks of life. What it all comes down to is make the decision. You have to make the call. When you're in a difficult situation, yes, It may require you to go into another difficult situation to find your way out of that. Because as humans, we're creatures of habit. Anything that gives us the semblance of normality, we are prone to latch onto.
Right.
That's why you have some people like the kidnapped can become in love with, or they can become familiar with their kidnappers.
Right.
It's that human need for interaction. It's that human need for love and acceptance and understanding. What Lyn is saying is perfect to what's going on. As a species, we want to congregate, we want to be heard, we want to be understood, and we want to learn and expand and grow with each other. Unfortunately, we have people of differing understandings and backgrounds that make that difficult from time to time. However, at the end of the day, we're all just trying to be happy. We're all just trying to find that someone who's going to help us be happy, or find a way to be happy on our own, which I think is what Lyn was talking about. And so the problem is we don't know which decision to make, because we're flip-floppy as humans. You will be perfectly fine being alone for 6 months, and then something will happen, a switch will flip, and all of a sudden you crave human interaction. It's kind of like the what was that movie with Will Smith? It's kind of like shit.
What's that got to do with?
Where everybody died, and he's trying to find a cure after Earth.
It's not I Am Legend, is it?
I Am Legend.
I'm Legend, yeah.
Right. When he's so used, so he starts off, he's in New York City surrounded by people, his wife and kid. Everybody dies. He gets used to being alone. But even that as a breaking point, because even in the store, he runs across this mannequin. He's
starts
like,
talking
please say hello to me.
He starts talking to the mannequin.
Right. He starts talking about how he's attracted to another mannequin. You can see the mental degradation of self in Will Smith, because we are built to be social creatures. No matter what, you are going to inevitably come to the point where you need to be social. You need to have some type of social physical interaction with another person. So that's a heavy topic, a heavy statement to go on, because there's a lot to unpack there.
Right.
Especially, because you have certain people who just want fast boats, or some people who just want to float.
Exactly. Right, exactly.
Me and then are like, where are we paddling to? And they're like, wherever the wind takes us, man. And we're like, no,
I need a plan.
I need a destination.
I need a destination and I need a plan.
Where are we going? They're like, man, it's cool, bro. Don't worry about it, man.
No. Yeah, I can't. I can't try that track. I've thought about it, and it's like, maybe I can just be a speedster like everybody else, but it's like, I need
You're gonna burn out.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn out. I'm burning out now. Like, I've got to that concept. It's like, all right, I'm hitting a wall here, and I'm hitting this wall hard. It's either I become, not to reiterate The Flash, since I've been watching that, but I'm either gonna fucking phase through this wall and just keep going until I'm on the other side of it, or I'm gonna hit the fucking wall and then stop dead in my tracks.
Yes, and that's what it comes down to for all of us. So it's just that, take it day by day. You gotta keep mental tabs on yourself. Sometimes it's not easy for us to reflect inward, especially when we're so used to projecting outward. A lot of people tend to project their inner issues on external forces, and then it's almost like attack that external forces towards themselves. But we need to reflect inward sometimes and see what really makes us happy, because the more times than not, sometimes we get wrapped up in waiting for other people to bring us happiness. And unfortunately, because we're individual and we're unique and we're special and we're not like everybody else, that's not always possible for other people to do. So you have to look within yourself to find out what makes you happy and then pursue that. So we're going to go ahead and cruise on into our 2 scoops of awesome portion of this. Sorry, not 2 scoops of awesome.
2 scoops of 2 scoops of Senzu.
2 scoops of motherfucking Senzu. Where, we just try and talk about some good going on. Obviously, at the beginning, there wasn't really much good that came out. I've been more focusing, like I just said, on myself lately, focusing on, like, working on myself, not so much the world. So my 2 scoops of Senzu is, finally, I got approved for vacation. What some people don't know, obviously people listening to this who know me, cool. But what some people don't know is I've been really stretched out. I talked about in the previous episode that I had a little bit of a mental breakdown from work a few weeks ago, and so I just had to kind of take some vacation time and get my head right, just be lazy, not wake up to an alarm clock for once after 5 years of doing that.
That's rough.
It's one of those things. So, for me, my 2 scoops of Senzu is I'm finally getting my vacation. I got a week off. It's not a lot, but it's something. It's going to give me time to focus more on the podcast. I'm going to start working on fixing my credit. Summer's obviously around the corner. Hopefully somebody was right and summer will burn away COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
We will see.
Yeah.
But, it's been a lot of personal internal reflection, because I know I can't fix the world. I can't control the world. As much as I hate the looting and the riots, I can't control those people. I can't control Trump. I can't control the military or the police or anybody. I can only affect D. So D has to do stuff for himself that makes him happy. So that's kind of what my 2 scoops of Senzu for this week is going to be. And I encourage you, the listener, do the same thing. Reflect inward. I know we're going through a lot of issues right now, and then we're surrounded by a lot of negativity, but shit isn't completely shut down. The world isn't on fire. You can still step outside and take a casual walk and, not have to worry about being gunned down or kidnapped or shit like that.
Right.
So, take advantage of the life that's been afforded to you. Regardless of what we're going through, we still live in one of the most freest countries in the entire world. You can be whatever color you want. Step outside, breathe in some fresh air, get some sunlight, say hi to your neighbor, say good day to somebody, wish somebody a happy day, say a prayer for somebody, do something uplifting for yourself, and then pay it forward, pass it on, type stuff. So, you come up with your own 2 scoops of Senzu type stuff. Lynn?
My 2 scoops, there's probably, not to be pessimistic, my 2 scoops will be 1 scoop today.
Yeah, you're going to get a double single scoop.
You're going to get a double single scoop, but sometimes those are the best scoops.
Yes.
We tend to generate these 2 scoops based off of what the week is. And like I said, this week's been a little rough for me more times than not. But one thing I'm looking forward to, like I stated, which was prior to, is that in order to give me something, a positive influence or something that I can actually push myself to do, is with the gyms opening, I can take myself into a different environment of being able to actually control what I'm doing, move some weight around, feel good, get that gym high, just to kind of get me through what I need to do, because between working the days that I'm working and what's going on in my life, it's making it harder to where it's like I need something to kind of give me like, all right, here's some crumbs.
Right.
Here's some crumbs. Yeah. Take the edge off, do something what you need to do. Like, I did have a buddy of mine's birthday was last night, so I got to have a few drinks and watch the UFC fight, which was pretty good. It's still interesting that these fights are still being portrayed and it's in an empty arena.
Right.
It's an octagon with like maybe 20 employees, and they're all wearing masks, except for the fighters. Right. And every time that they're done fighting, I remember I used to watch the fights, and there would be like every fight would go back to back to back, and they would never clean the mats. So there'd be blood and sweat, everything all over. Everything. Now every single time there's a fight, there's a hazmat crew that comes down and sprays down like that's like pest control. Like they're just spraying like down everything.
Sort of clean up and shit.
Exactly. So that was kind of crazy. It was interesting to see, like being able to do that. And it was for a buddy of mine's birthday, but it was still nice to be able to go around people. Yeah, it was a break. It was nice. Like, I didn't go into work. It was a nice little opening to be able to spend time with good company, people that were in good spirits. Yes. And I feel like a biggest thing when it comes to this is that if I'm going to have positive influence, I need positive influence.
It's got to be consistent.
It's got to be consistent. If I'm around a bunch of negativity, then of course shit's going to be fucking negative. Right. So my 1 scoop of awesome, more or less, is going to be that at least I have the physical fitness side to look forward to and be able to commit to having energy and the uplifting of my physical self. Yes. Opposed to, mental and spiritual down the road. Things will
taking a break.
Yeah, taking a little break, figuring things out, trying to go step by step. But that's me.
Hey, now so in closing, I really just want to put this out there for everybody. I know me and Lynn don't get very political or religious or spiritual on the show, and I'm really not going to take it that route. However, I do believe, at this point in time, we're in a state of spiritual warfare, and your faith is going to help carry you on to the next day, because no matter what, people are going to let you down. We're only human, and we're not perfect. So no matter what, even if it's just having a bad day, or maybe, someone said hello and I didn't say it back, something's always going to happen to kind of throw your course off, throw you a little off your normal heading. But when shit gets confusing and you're just surrounded by chaos and negativity, and you don't know why, you don't know where it came from, you don't know why it's happening, you've done everything you can to avoid it, turn to the spiritual, because 9 times out of 10, what we can't handle down here in the physical realm is being fought out, dealt with, and reconciled up in the spiritual realm. So just keep that in mind. We can't we can't handle every single little thing. If that were the case, we would rule the world. And, I don't have a world leader. I don't know about you. So I just, try and stay positive, folks. We're getting back to our normal routine. We do apologize for the break. Just with what you guys have heard over this past 2 episodes, it's been a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're sure you guys are going through the same amount of stuff too. So we thank you guys so much for your patience. We love you guys for listening. Lynn, you got anything you want to say in closing?
No, I mean, you pretty much touched the bases on it, man. Everybody just, keep their heads up, keep pushing forward, try to help your fellow man. If you feel like you see somebody struggling, rather than... Don't be a psychiatrist, be a friend.
Yes.
Come in and listen to what they have to say before you start deciding what you need to impose your will of what needs to change on their behalf. Because some people look for a platform to talk to as a person or an individual because they obviously can't talk to themselves or they sound fucking crazy. And it comes to the part is that some people don't want constructive criticism. They just want you to listen.
They just want you to listen,
So be that ear, be that shoulder, give them that time to listen to what they have to say. And then if it comes to the point where they ask you, hey, what do you think I should do? Give your feedback. Yeah. Help. Give them positive influence to be like, hey, I know this sucks. I can't, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't compare with you because obviously my life is different from what it is, but I do understand what it is that you're going through. Here's what I empathize. Yeah, become empathetic. This is what I would do in order to get myself out of this rut. If it works for you, works for you. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's try it again in a week. I'm going to be here in a week. Give them the opportunity to look forward to somebody to talk to because more times than not, a lot of us have to keep this shit into ourselves.
Yes.
Without being able to tray it out to others. So, that's all I got.
All right, everybody. Well, we'll be back next week, as always. We're going to keep popping out episodes. We are still working on our videos. That's a work in progress. It's slow going. You guys know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
We are still working on our merch, too. Mm-hmm. We'll hope to have some photos up on the gram.
Yeah, exactly.
Here shortly.
Gram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever we can put out there for it.
So, as motherfucking always, keep your head in the clouds.
And keep your feet on the ground.
This is D.
And this is Lynn.
We're Project Airwaves signing off. Take it easy, everybody. We will see you next time.
Good morning and good night.